Hello guys, this is Warrior here, and we are back with something a little different. So this is going to be kind of like an announcement video, and that is that I plan on having a series of the new Silence and the Fury DLC for Total War Warhammer 2. And in this expansion pack, mini little expansion pack, there is 3 new lords. I couldn't find the Dwarf's Lord's name, but it's something Ironbrow. But it's mainly focusing on a rework of the Beastmen um, roster. I'm going to go and start the battle. Beastmen roster, as well as some added additions to the Lizardmen roster. Um, and a few of those, like the Gorgon for the Beastmen, Chameleon Stalkers, and the Troglodyton, which looks pretty cool, kind of like a T-Rex-esque type monster. But what I'm going to be doing is one of those 3 kind of Let's Plays. And after we get through with this little battle, I'm going to switch over to the Steam and we'll go over it a little bit more of the units and whatnot. But what do you think about this new DLC? Do you think it's a good thing that they're doing this right before the new one is? Because it does look like the Total War Warhammer 3 is going to be a little ways out from coming about. Definitely going to be a little ways out, and could be a little bit before they make it. So, you think this is a good thing, or do you think they should have just waited until Total War Warhammer 3 to release this? I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter to me. The Beastmen kind of needed a buff, kind of really did, but it could have waited, in my opinion. For could have waited until Total War Warhammer 3 came out, but it's good that they're doing it. Probably something that should have been done a lot sooner, but like with everything, they are kind of slow sometimes to get what they need done. And they did have some other things, but reworking the Beastmen probably should have been on their priority list a little bit sooner, but can't criticize them too much. They are at least getting to it. At least it's not the whole hopefully it won't be the whole Norskin debacle over again, where they released it basically right as the new game was coming out, and then at launch it couldn't really work and didn't work, and it took a while before. I think if I remember correctly, it took like 2 patches to work Norska in where they could actually be used in the Mortal Engines campaign. You could only play it on Total War Warhammer, so hopefully that doesn't happen. You fire there, you fire there. So that is the overall plan, is to do one of those 3. What I want from you is I want you to go down to the comment section of this video, and I want you to list which one of these legendary lords. Now these will be more likely Vortex campaigns for the Beastmen Thorax or the Lizardmen Oxotl, however you pronounce it, but the Dwarven one, I wouldn't mind doing a Mortal Empires campaign instead of a Vortex doing a Mortal Empires campaign, the large map. That would, I think, be more interesting as for the dwarves than the other way around. This battle's almost over. But that's just my personal opinion. But if you want me to do a Vortex campaign, as it's something Ironbrow. I saw it from one of the YouTubers, but when I went on Steam to try and find it, it wasn't there. So I'm assuming he's correct, and he's never been wrong to me in the past. So I'm assuming that is the case, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. Also, some other thoughts while we're wrapping this little video up, or this little battle replay up. What is your thoughts on Total War Warhammer 3? I've been seeing some speculation that the Ogre Kingdoms are going to be the DLC, and because I have not pre-ordered the game yet, because they have not listed what exactly the pre-order is going to be, which, I mean, they probably don't know at this point, or maybe they do and they're just trying to keep it quiet. about what it's going to be, but and it still says late, and we're kind of in June right now, so probably this game's going to be released around Christmas at the earliest. Um, so maybe they're still all in the developmental stage trying to figure out exactly all what they need to do. I think I've routed everything, haven't I? Oh, it's just these Forsakens. Kill them. They're dead. Alright, so we're going to have a momentarily little break right here, and I will see you down the trail on the actual Steam page, and we'll go over some of the units and whatnot. Okay, so here is the DLC page that lists exactly what all is going to be in there. Also, something about in the Silence and the Fury, they are bringing ogre mercenaries into the game, which that sounds really cool, having them as mercenaries. So we'll see about that. But here's a little update. I mean, kind of gives a little just fluff here, but mainly it adds Beastman Torax right here. He's a Gorbor, I think, one of those. New Beastman units: the Doombull Lord, Doombull Lords, Minotaurs, War Gore Hero, the Tusken Gore Chariot, a high mass chariot, the Gorgon, which looks really cool, the Jabbersice, which also looks cool, kind of like an I think it's gonna be like an anti-monster creature. Some regiments of renown right here. Lizardman Oxodal. Apparently, he's a skink that's really good at killing larger foes. That's his specialty. So he'll probably have some anti-monster buffs and whatnot that he can give. Skink Oracle Hero, Chameleon Stalkers, Kotodle, a highly intelligent flying monster. So we get a flying monster. We get feral Tragedons and also, I think, regular Tragedons in it. They fit Venom. And then we have some other here. His mature conduct. And then, as you see, it does not list that other dwarfen um, general, but it could be a free DLC attached to it, along with the ogres and whatnot. And so that actually may make this worthwhile, is getting the ogres in as mercenaries. And since they already have them in, they can kind of use this DLC, if you will, as a test run for balancing and what purposes. And that's probably what they're doing. Especially, this is probably going to be the last DLC before Total War Warhammer 3. There may be another one in like October or November, but this is probably the last one. And they're probably using this DLC to test some balancing of ogres and some other characteristics that they're trying in, more than likely, if I was to guess. Um, so this is what I want you to do. For me to help me out, I don't have a. I could put a straw poll up if I really could, but I'm probably not. Just down in the comment section, I want you to do two things for me. One, what do you think about this DLC? Do you think it's necessary? I think kind of is, but maybe could have waited to Total War Warhammer 3. Two, what do you think about it as its in entirety? Do you think it's a good thing, bad thing? List why. Third thing, do you think adding ogre mercenaries into roster? So I'm guessing you're going to be able to recruit them, probably greenskins, maybe dwarfs in the Empire as mercenary units. And do you think they're using this as an opportunity as a test run for the mercenaries? Also, Total War Warhammer 3, what's your concerns about it? What's your likes about it? And also, what faction would you want to play as? The very first faction when Total War Warhammer 3 launches, what are you going to play? Also, what would you want to play in this DLC, the first faction? Would it be the Beastman, the Lizardman, or the Dwarf, which I can't remember his name? It's something Ironbrow, that's all I know. That's all I remember. I could go back and look, but I'm not. So that's the little things. Also, an announcement of me. I'm going to be picking one of those three. If I don't get enough in favor of one or the other, I'll just pick one. And I'm kind of leaning towards two of them, but I have some time to do that. And I wanted to put this video out now before this releases on the 14th. So, without further ado, this has been Warrior here. If you like the content, please leave a like and a comment or a subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And let me know what you think about my channel having this content on it. Till next time, have a good day.